Hello one and all, welcome to another TGIII video entry. In this video, we are going to be taking the derivatives of functions using the chain rule. What I have up on screen right now is the formula of the chain rule, which is denoted as f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So as we're doing these practice problems, make sure you remember this formula. Okay, let's start off small and basic by taking the derivatives of the functions sine 3x and cosine 5x. So let's start with sine 3x. First thing we will want to do, according to the chain rule formula, is take the derivative of the outside function, which is sine, and doing so, that gets us cosine, and we would leave the inside function unchanged. Then we want to multiply that by the derivative of the inside function, which is 3x. Taking that derivative, it would just be 3. Multiplying these together, that gets us 3 cosine 3x. This would be the derivative of sine 3x. Now going to the derivative of cosine 5x, same thing as the top, take the derivative of the outside function, which is negative sine, leave the inside function unchanged, take the derivative of the inside function, and that is 5. Multiply that together, that gets us negative 5 sine 5x. And this would be the final answer. So as you can see, that wasn't too bad, but we're going to try to gradually increase in difficulty as we go along. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's take the derivatives of e to the 4x plus x to the 9th and the derivative of 5x squared plus 13x raised to the third power. Starting with the top function, take the derivative of the outside function, which is e, and leave the inside function unchanged. Multiply this by the derivative of the inside function, and doing so, that would be 4 plus 9x to the 8th power. Multiplying these together, that would get us e to the 4x plus x to the 9th times 4 plus 9x raised to the 8th power. And this will be our final answer. Moving to the bottom function now, we could apply a power rule to this. Doing so, that gets us 3 times 5x squared plus 13x raised to the second power. Taking the derivative of the inside function, that gets us 10x plus 13. Putting all of this together, it would be 3 times 5x squared plus 13x raised to the second power times 10x plus 13. And this will be the final answer. So without any further ado, let's move on to the next set of problems. We have arrived at our next set of problems. Feel free to pause the video and attempt these yourself. Going to the top function, applying power rule, this gets us negative 2 times 4t squared minus 3t plus 2 raised to the negative 3. Taking the derivative of the inside function, that gets us 8t minus 3. Finally, we want to multiply these together, and doing so, that gets us negative 2 times 4t squared minus 3t plus 2 times 8t minus 3. Oh my goodness, I forgot the negative 3 power. How silly. And this would be our final answer. Moving to the bottom function, we could rewrite it as 2 minus 8x raised to the 1/3. Applying power rule, that would get us 1/3 times 2 minus 8x raised to the negative 2/3. Taking the derivative of the inside function, that would just get us negative 8. And multiplying this together, that gets us negative 8/3 times 2 minus 8x raised to the negative 2/3. Finally, we will want to rewrite this function. And doing so, it would just be negative 8 over 3 times 2 minus 8x raised to the 2/3. And this would be our final answer. Hopefully these weren't too bad for you, and if you're currently enjoying, like and subscribe. So without any further ado, let's move on to our last problems. We have arrived at our last two functions. Feel free to pause the video and attempt these yourself. First step of the top function, take the derivative of the outer function, which would be 1 over 5x squared plus 3x plus 7, leaving the inner function unchanged. Taking the derivative of the inner function, that would be 10x plus 3. Multiplying these together, it would be 10x plus 3 over 5x squared plus 3x plus 7. And this will be the final answer. Moving to the bottom functions now, we want to take the derivative of the outer function. That would be 1 over sine x minus cotangent x. Taking the derivative of the inner function, that would be cosine x plus cosecant squared x. The derivative of cotangent is negative, and we have a negative, and negative times a negative is positive. Putting these together, that would get us cosine x plus cosecant squared x over sine x minus cotangent x. And this thing right here would be our final answer. Okay, that's going to be all for this video. This was shorter compared to my other videos, but hey, that's okay. And if you enjoyed this or learned something from it, feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I was thinking about doing derivative word problems on famous streamers, famous people, so hopefully you could stick around for that. And also, leave feedback in the comments section, as that would be really appreciated. That's going to be all from me, and I will see you in the next one.